Don't you dare forget that little bell, honey. Ah, Australians. You gotta love them, honey. Got to love the Aussies. I know that was a British person sounding like an Australian, but it's not easy to do. Alright, mate. It's not easy. It's probably the only accent that stumps me, but anyways, that's besides the point. Australian acts, amazing. Let's get into them, honey. Vinyl Guru, Vinyl Guru. Vinyl Guru. So I've come to realize that I do quite like Australian acts without even realizing how much. And I have a few here that I would love to show you, honey. And some of them I don't really need to touch base on too much, just because I feel like who doesn't know that record? But we'll do it anyway. Now I'm gonna touch base on some older Aussie acts and then hit some really killer new Aussie acts that I think you just simply need to dive into. So let's have at it, dear. And another thing is I just started a Patreon account. I don't know if many of you know, but unfortunately my industry has plummeted for a long time. It's gonna plummet until 2022. So any help that I can get from you guys would really make a difference. And there's gonna be exclusive stuff happening over there that is not ever gonna be even setting foot on YouTube. So if you want to have some fun over there and join the party over there, we'll definitely shake it out, honey. The link is going to be in the description below. And if you want a little bit of a backstory as to what's going on and why the need for the Patreon, then go down and check it out and read it and see for yourselves. Anyways, I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Means the world. And let's carry on this video, shall we? So first record is gonna be Bee Gees' Spirits Haven't Flown. This is probably one of my favorite Bee Gees albums. I know that when they were earlier on, they were less disco, but man, I love certain records on here like Tragedy. Tragedy, yeah, just too much. Tragedy, Too Much Heaven. Living Together, I'm Satisfied. I mean, you got a lot of, this is a banger of an album. ACDC, I mean, come on, the quintessential Australian band, right? I'm just gonna dip you into If You Want Blood, You Got It. I mean, this is a pretty big ACDC album, huge records on here. I mean, Let There Be Rock, Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be, The Jack, Problem Child, Bad Boogie. I mean, it's sensational album. But of course, you probably know this band, so you probably know a lot of their stuff. An amazing Bon Scott era filled time, though. Okay, so this time we're starting to enter into slowly phasing into some of the newer stuff. Even though this household act, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, has been around since the 80s. An amazing staple for the Australian tides. Nick Cave just really knows how to bring it. Just one of the best songwriters to really come out of Australia. I love this album. This is one of his moodiest, craziest sounding albums ever. An album that he made after his 15-year-old son passed after falling off a cliff. Quite the moody time, but truly an amazing body of work.
You fell from the sky and crash landed in a field with my voice. I am called, I am called.
And the next one I'm going to talk to you about is going to be an act called Gautier, who came out almost 10 years ago now. This album came out in 2011. Really amazing, amazing stuff. When he dropped this album and he dropped that song, Somebody That I Used to Know, an album and a song that kind of went on to win loads of Grammys and kind of broke the record for giving the first New Zealand act a Grammy because he featured Kimbra on that one. This is a really great artist. He actually works on a lot of this album just in his one bedroom apartment kind of thing and just did his thing. So this was kind of pretty foretelling of how future producers were really going to start to do their thing.
Like when you said you felt so happy you could die.
But I don't want to live that way. Next up, Sia. I love Sia. Really early Sia is amazing. I'm talking before the chandelier era, yes. Before she started to hide her face. She used to do funny things with her face. I love her, man. Her indie era was amazing. When she first started, a lot of people don't know, when she first started, she was in this like trip hop act. That's amazing. It's only ever been put out on CD. I'm dying for that to ever get a proper release, but yeah, it's amazing. It kind of has this like Portishead vibe, and I'm like, Sia in this Portishead vibe, wow. But this is amazing. Just stunning.
I don't want you to be another. Don't get me started. And I just wanna cry. Be good to me. Be good to me.
Okay, now we start getting into killer songwriters, and we're going Courtney Barnett here. Courtney Barnett, killer act, signed to the Mom and Pop label, a label I'm really starting to love. They've been putting out some killer stuff, tasty stuff. Here, I'll give you a little whiff. Another act to look out for that is Australian and also on the Mom and Pop label, Tosh Saldana, an amazing artist. She does her own thing, man. She could do a one-woman set. She just can loop everything, and I love loop artists. They're kind of fascinating to me. But she's huge online, but when she started releasing records, it was like really, wow. She's really interesting to watch and perform. She's really got her own, she's in her own world.
I was going down on my line.
Anyway, I hope you liked some of that Australian across the pond taste. They really got it going on, especially for the recent stuff. They're really tapping into the psychedelic world and the indie world and just roaring it up, really. So, Aussies, you keep shining over there. We love you. We appreciate you. And until we meet again, honey. Toodaloo, babes. Whew. Ciao, ciao.